Well, after 40 years, this organization has been transformed. In the beginning, we were an organization that had people who did not have very much experience, but who were among the best and the brightest. 40 years later, we still have the best and the brightest, but they're very experienced. Many of the people in my organization have been with me now 30, 35 years, and it's given us the ability, as this organization has matured, to do a better and better job for our community, and particularly for the victims of our community. The thing that has really been transformed is the way that a victim is treated in Ada County in 2014 compared to 1975. Because today we have everything from victim coordinators to facilities dogs to a victims' rights amendment that have changed that experience to the point where it's barely recognizable. We have a building, a courthouse, that was designed with the victim in mind, with special spaces for them to wait, special spaces for them to stage, and places where they have an opportunity to get away from the old courtroom bench where everybody used to sit outside the door. That probably has been one of the most dramatic changes. And then, of course, the transformation in the way we do the legal business over 40 years. When I began, we were still using onion skin. A copier was wet and had a giant roll that you had to lift and load, and it would curl up when you made the copy if you didn't set something on it. Computerized legal research, the rise of the internet have made our lawyers much more productive and have decreased the ratio of secretaries to lawyers. At the same time, the demands of the Brady rules and discovery have made our jobs much more difficult because we're responsible for making sure that every thread of evidence that we know about that has any possible relevance to the case is transmitted to the defendant and the defense. And so those responsibilities have evolved over the last 40 years. We spend a good bit of our time building the defense lawyer's file for him so that they know everything there is to know. And then, of course, the other thing that's really changed here in 40 years is in 1975, no woman had ever worked for this organization. Today, half of the lawyers in this organization are women, and the new prosecutor who will be sworn in a few days is a woman who's prepared for 20 years to do the job of being the Ada County prosecutor. And she, of course, comes to the job with more experience than the last 3 prosecuting attorneys had combined